What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are going to be disassembling, dissecting, and digressing through the monster that is the brand new Tails monster, TEDDYBOMB. Now I've had several people ask me about this monster, and honestly I haven't really taken a look at it, so that's what I'm going to do right here. But first, I would like to thank every single one of you, for we have passed the 1,000 subscriber milestone. That's right, 1,000 people are subscribed to my YouTube channel. And for me, that is enormous. That is beyond anything I could have ever imagined for myself, for this channel. As this channel didn't really start as anything, and I just did it for fun because I enjoy editing videos when I've got the motivation to do that, and it just wasn't supposed to go anywhere at all. Not that this is somewhere, but it's also not nowhere, if that makes sense. And as such, being it Christmas time, and being it an enormous channel milestone, after I have dissected this monster in its entirety, I will be announcing how you, yes you viewer, can win this monster rank 5 for free. That is correct. I will be giving away the gems necessary to rank 5 this monster for free. And the instruction to do so will be at the end of this video. So stay tuned through this little dissection, and let's, without further ado, take a look at this monster, shall we? First up, I would just like to say this is an extremely cute monster. You can't really see it with just a silhouette here, but if you've seen the pictures in the leaks, it's a pretty cute monster. Taking a look at our stats down here, we have 1054 for our power with 121 life and 7800 speed, which are all mediocre-ish stats. If we take a look at other Metro monsters, Doom monsters, we take a look at, 7800, pretty good, denier, 7500, like, it's a respectable speed, I do believe it's just a little bit lower than our other deniers, but it is still a fantastic monster. I haven't even moved the rank over here, and already that trait is just amazing. So we're going to now take a look at that trait, which at rank 0 starts as dodge area, which out the gate, fantastic, amazing trait, god tier. It brings it so much usability. It's viable on so many levels just for having that dodge area. And at rank 1, it gains immunity to blind, which, I mean, it's meh, but it's okay. Like, I mean, it's got its uses. Very, very few and far between uses, but they exist. But following that up, they're going to throw on Hardened for us, which is amazing. 20% chance to not get any negative status effects. Followed by a Status Caster Self-Precision, which, increased accuracy is always good. And then at rank 5, they're going to go ahead and throw on a Random Torture to all enemies at the start of a battle. That's amazing. That's just absolutely, that's just icing on the cake here. It's too much. It's too much. Nerf it. I'm just kidding. Now, next we're going to go ahead and take a look at the leak skills. Of course, these could be changed at any moment as this monster has not been officially released. But, starting off, we have Wild Gifts. Applies a random torture status effect to one enemy. Next up, we have Little Helper, which applies precision to all of its allies, buffing that accuracy for everyone on your team. Next up, we have Plush Dragon, which deals moderate fire damage to one enemy, applies stun to one enemy, and requires cooldown. Next is Surprise Gifts, which deals moderate fire damage to all enemies, applies a random torture status effect to all enemies, and requires cooldown. Next we have Take This Glasses, applies precision to one ally and gives one extra turn to itself. which is good in its own right, especially for resetting some cooldowns when there's not anticipation on the field. If you want to bring that cooldown from 2 to 1 or 1 to 0, you are more than welcome to with that skill. Next up, we have Restless Goblin. Applies precision to itself, applies evasion to itself, and requires cooldown. A good evasion skill, just in case. You never know when you're going to need it. Next, we have Take Cover. Deals moderate nature damage to all enemies, applies stun to all enemies, and requires cooldown. An AoE stun. Okay, whoa, we're getting somewhere. Denial with dodge area. Okay, let's see what else we got. Panda Claus's Bomb deals heavy nature damage to one enemy, applies mega stun to one enemy. Ooh hoo hoo, now we're getting into wild stuff here. Next up, we have Explosive Gifts, deals moderate fire damage to all enemies, applies a random torture status effect to all enemies, and applies a random torture status effect to all enemies. Double random torture. Plus his rank 5 trait of another one. That's 3 random tortures if this monster goes first. Presuming no mega taunt and no dodge area and all that stuff. But still, that is amazing. Next up, we have Candy Cane Hit. Deals low nature damage to one enemy. Removes positive status effects from one enemy and gives 1 extra turn to itself. What? So many extra turns. Well, 2, but still. Removing positive status effects, getting an extra turn to do whatever else you want to do. You remove that Megataunt, and then you go up here and you apply your tortures or your stun. Wow. Next up, we have I Like Dragon City, Monster Legends at Social Point, not forgetting that plug. Deals moderate fire damage to one enemy, applies a random mega control status effect to one enemy. There's a mouthful. Applies a random torture status effect to one enemy, requires cooldown. Okay, interesting. Just to one enemy though, not an AoE mega control status. And last, but certainly not least, Supreme Fun deals heavy nature damage to one enemy, removes positive status effects from one enemy, applies mega stun to one enemy, and applies stun to all enemies. Very, very interesting skill there. And for our special, we have Enjoy the Fireworks, which is right over here. Deals heavy special damage to all enemies, disables trade on all enemies, removes positive status effects from all enemies, applies a random control to all enemies. Whew! You gotta breathe to say that one. Very, very interesting monster by the skill set. All of that denial with the stun, thinking back, we have Burnex, I believe, is also a fire denier with stun, and Chimani is another one at that. So stun seems to be rather popular with our fire deniers. But with that, he is also nature, which I've liked the trend they've been doing in the Doom era, where whenever they release a dual type monster, they'll give it the whole 5 trait shebang thing. I'm enjoying those random, really good monsters. Of course, we should never skip that lore, so if we jump over to the description, Santirion and Thundir were told not to hire a goblin as a helper 1,000 times, but they didn't listen. And maybe they should have, because all TEDDYBOMB does all day is open the gifts that RoboElf wraps and puts explosives in them. Huh. Imagine some little kid on Christmas. No longer imagining things. Anyway, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at that monster compared to the other monsters in its books, which include Mechanical, Winter, and Adventures. So if we scroll on over, starting off, we've got our Mechanical book, and we're just going to jump to the end. Somewhere around here, nothing notable, nothing. Henrich is somewhat notable, Vanos is no longer notable, Ignis is somewhat notable. Steamwrath is always notable. I'm not seeing a way that this monster helps with Steamwrath. You can, because it is a Doomsday monster, you can slap on the Ancient Cloak. So I guess that does have its viability with Steamwrath, having Doom monsters in there, and especially one like this. So there's a Steam counter. Scrolling through, we have Execumancer, Minos, Igorobuki. Whoa, struggling with English today. Influxer, not notable. Frozzy, less than notable. Sungum, not that notable. Spec. Spec is Spec. I haven't really used her much. Cruel is somewhat notable. Looking through, we don't have much in here. Beambot, Hyderion, is this just, yeah. So mechanical, it's got some perks. It's got, it's got Drobonaut, it's got Beambot, Pierce Monster. We got Hyderion, our artifact. It doesn't bring a whole lot new to the field. Looking through deniers, actually, it may be bringing a better denial aspect, because Clocksuko is the only denier that comes to mind as a decent denier out of here. But I will not lie, I am not all that familiar with the Metro monsters. But either way, this would outclass them, being a Doom monster with better stats and skills and trait. So I guess he does bring that to the table, a denier in the mechanical book, a fairly good denier with good dot capabilities. So in the mechanical, he's a good addition. He's going to make good in wars. Continuing on, we have our winter book, notably a weaker book for people. Let's see if he can't add to that. Starting over here, we have our lovely Froma, as always. Also, Masher with our turn transfer and our possession. Pulsus with freeze. Cryocrawler, our mega taunt. Chimani, as I was just talking about a little bit ago. Stunfire. Katsuko, the best race monster in history, 100%. And looking, Clach, so we got a top monster in there. That's nice. Sealkata, good monster, good monster. Xmas, I haven't seen much on Xmas, so I'm presuming that means not the best. Our brand new Piper Shock, haven't seen too much of it either. So in a rather weak book, especially for people that don't have clocks, such as myself, actually, surprisingly, for people that don't have some of those monsters, TEDDYBOMB does fill a good hole, and it's a good monster to have. So if anything, you should be considering it just for that filling for wars. Even if you don't normally collect Tails monsters, it's a good Tails monster to go for. And lastly, our final book over here, we have our Adventurers book. There's no few monsters in here. So we will jump. Oh my, you guys start early. Where are you guys starting? Anything notable over here? Henrich. Of course, we have beautiful, beautiful Seaquake. Where are you at? The best monster in the game, 100%. Looking back through the Adventures book now, we are going to go ahead and keep going. We have Pulsus again. We have Masher again. We have Noah up there. Moonming, Lupo. Ooh, Colometic. Personal favorite. Axelmech. Lord Platypus. Sadly not used. Pandakin. Master Rat. Meh. Catherine, good monster. Lady Meow, another dodge area in this book. Charmless, another thing that this monster can defend against with the Ancient Cloak. The Boys, Viatrix, another dodge area. Style. Alright, so there's our counter to this monster in this book, being it a Pierce monster, and a fairly strong one at that. So they do have that counter there. Again, another Pierce. Pure Pandelf, you might get outclassed by that still, as it is a phenomenal monster. We have also got Pango, Garnixel, Ryclops, Syntheris. All just a lot of fantastic monsters here, and he's really got to step up to take that spot. But looking through Denier's focus, he is fairly unmatched. And of course, if your other restrictions allow for taunt monsters, it opens combinations that would not have been open, and just creates phenomenal synergy. But I do believe that this monster looks to be promising, and I am personally quite excited to get it ranked up. But what about you? Do you want a chance to get it ranked up without spending your own gems, without spending your own money, ranked up all the way, not to rank 0, not to rank 1, but all the way to rank 5? Is this something you would be interested in? Well, I've got news for you. To celebrate this beautiful season of Christmas and my recent accomplishment, no, our recent accomplishment, you, the viewer, have a chance to win this, and here is how. First off, I'm going to request that you kindly subscribe if you are not. Keep on pushing forward so that it inspires me to want to give away more. Yay! Also, give the video a like so I know that people are actually watching and that you enjoyed this content, this video, and this specific thing. And if you didn't, by all means, dislike it. I will see it, no one else will. Thanks, YouTube. And lastly, I request that you comment down below. And not just any comment, no. I'm not going to make this for the faint of heart. I'm not going to make this for any old person. No. This skill here on the screen belongs to a monster. All you need to do is comment what monster it is down below, and you have a chance to win not 1,700, not 3,400. No, you have a chance to win 5,100 gems, courtesy of myself. And of course, if you do not want this monster for whatever reason, you just keep the gems. It's a win-win no matter what for you. So, why would you not enter? All you have to do is wait for someone else to figure out the monster if you can't figure it out, and then comment the monster's name down below. So, if you want a chance to win this monster, follow those steps once again. Like, subscribe, and comment the monster of the skill right here. Right here. It's not hard. So, I expect lots of entries. And this will close in 6 days' time, 24 hours before the maze ends. So be sure to act fast, because I want to get the winner their prize before the tale starts. So, without further ado, get to figuring out what monster this skill belongs to. And, of course, thank you very much for watching. Like if you enjoyed this video, and have an excellent, excellent day. Thanks.